Yo, what's up guys? This is Gilbert. Today we're going to be doing the Precision Raceworks stock location ignition kit and the relocated ignition kit, which is also known as the n55 kit, with the longer ignition coil wires and of course the ignition coils. So we're going to start off by removing the stock ignition coils. Pretty simple. Pop that little tab off, pull the connectors out. I prefer to do this with a cool engine, because then these things get super hot and it's really hard to take them off because they'll be very hot to the touch. If you're going to be doing the stock location Precision Raceworks ignition kit, you're going to be using the short wires. You can see the longer wires over here are for the n54/n55 relocation kit, but we'll be using the short wires today. So one trick I've learned in installing these ignition spark plug wires, actually, so pull back on the sleeve so that it's like this, and it makes it so much easier to install because you'll actually be able to kind of move the spark plug wire around and find that sweet spot so that they click in, and then you'll be able to align it a lot easier. So right there, it's clicked into place, and then you move the rubber boot to the stock location of the valve cover, and then you can pull, give it a tug. They're not coming out, so you repeat the same step on the other 5. So you pull the sleeve back so it's like this, and then you find that sweet spot, and then you press them in. It's a firm press, and then you twist the boot around so that it aligns with the notches on the valve cover. Give it a tug, they're not coming out. If you do end up going too far and you end up pushing on the spark plug wire, what will end up happening, you'll end up tearing the adhesive here, which is used as a reference point. The wire will end up getting pushed out because it'll make the inside contact will end up getting pushed up by the spark plug, and it'll actually never make contact. So again, it's very important to find that sweet spot so you can click them into place like that. And see here, for example, the rubber boot is actually pointing this way, but the notch on the valve cover is here. So you'll want to rotate the whole boot so that it falls into place. Just rotate it. Don't grab it from here, grab it from the boot itself. And now it's aligned. Give it a tug. You know it's on there properly. Same thing with this one. Again, pull back, insert it, find that sweet spot. That one actually was pretty easy to get to. Snapped in perfectly. Give it a tug. You know it's like that. It's not gonna come out. Same thing with the 5th one. Find that sweet spot right there. Quick firm press. Again, it's not aligned properly. Twist the boot so that it falls into the notches on the valve cover. And same thing for the 6th one. Pull the sleeve back. Insert the spark plug wire. Find that sweet spot, push, and again, it's facing the complete opposite. Instead of the notches on the valve cover, twist it around, line it up, give it a tug, it's not coming out. Now we're going to be installing the ignition coil wire. This is what connects the stock plug for your ignition coil, and it allows you to connect the Precision Raceworks ignition coil. We're going to be doing that for the remaining 5. Very easy to install. These are injection molded connections, no 3D printed stuff, no issues with them melting or falling apart. You can hear them click once they're secure. Alright, so for this, I'm not actually going to be doing the stock location kit, which means I'm going to be using the longer spark plug wires, because I'm going to be mounting my ignition coils on this side, which is the relocation side / n55 kit, as opposed to the stock location n54 kit. One of the reasons why you'd want to relocate your kit, one for aesthetic purposes, the other one if you have the big single turbo kit. So we'll start by removing the stock location spark plug wires. So I usually like to do the same thing as when I first install them. Lift up a little sleeve, give it a quick tug, they come out. No issues with the wires ripping or the getting boot damaged or anything like that. Again, lift up the little rubber sides here, give it a quick tug, they'll come out. Same thing. Alrighty, now that we got all these short spark plug wires out, you are going to install the longer wires, which again is going to be your relocation kit. Again, same thing, pull back the little sleeve on the spark plug wire, find that sweet spot, and you'll feel it when it engages. Give it a quick firm push. You can rotate the boot itself until it aligns with the pegs on the spark plug cover. Give it a tug, they're not coming out. Same thing with this, pull this back. Find that sweet spot. Right there. Twist the boot around until it falls into place. I'll actually stop here for a minute. One thing I do hear quite often on Facebook groups, forums, social media, Instagram, that kind of stuff, people are expecting to hear a click coming from their spark plug wires engaging on, or when they click onto the spark plug. That's not always the case. As you've seen with these three so far, you don't actually hear a click, but when you're physically installing them, you can feel when they engage, and to the point where once they snap in, they're not really coming out. And one of the reasons why you'll feel that engagement, your stock ignition coil has a spring mechanism inside, and that's what ends up making contact onto the spark plug itself. I don't have a spark plug out of the car right now to show you, but there is a spring type mechanism in here, which actually not on this one, on the stock ignition coil, it's a spring mechanism which ends up making contact with the spark plug. Whereas these have it's a locking type mechanism which snaps over the tip of the spark plug, making a better contact overall compared to the stock ignition coils. So we'll proceed with the fourth one here. See, even there, where it's not fully lined up, actually not lined up at all, because it's pointing that way, and you can see the notches on the valve cover are here. It still won't release with ease, but again, you just shift the boot to that position and you'll be good. So let's see this one here. Right there. This one actually engaged pretty much within the stock location. Not stock location, the position of the valve cover. And again, you'll do the same one, the last one. And you're all good. All right, so now that we have the spark plug wires connected, ignition coil wires connected, we're gonna go ahead and install and mount the ignition coils with some hardware, which will be included with your kit. And you'll use a 10mm bolt, 10mm socket to install these. Alright, so using a 10mm socket, you're going to go ahead and install and tighten the hardware that came with your kit. Don't mind the fact that I'm missing 2 bolts. They fell somewhere way down there and I can't grab them. I don't have a magnet right now. But coils are secure. They're not going to go anywhere for now. So you will go ahead and not get bit by mosquitoes. But alright, so you can go ahead and install spark plug wires. And next to your ignition coil wires, make sure you align all the cylinders correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You don't want to mismatch ignition coils from like cylinder 1 to cylinder 2, because then you'll end up with the car idling really bad. These, you feel them click. Make sure you align them properly so you don't bend any of the pins. And this one here is missing a connector, actually the tab. It's a used kit. Someone else had this before me, so they ended up breaking that connector. It's not a huge deal as long as it snaps in all the way. It's not gonna come out. That's pretty much it as far as going from your stock ignition coils to the n54 stock location ignition kit to the relocated n54/n55 kit. Any questions, feel free to comment below. You can also hit me up on Instagram, e46m3lol. And see you guys next time.